Why you and I will by and by.
Don't be that guy. Use NAAUniversity.com.
Oh, hi there. Didn't see you. Greetings and welcome aboard the Oasis of the Seas, the Alliance sailboat of the future. Anyways, my name is Matt Taflin. I'm going to be doing something no one has ever done on the shore of Cuba, which is that island right over there, in case you were wondering. I will be walking the entire public distance of the ship, from one end to the other.
We're ready to get rocking here because we are serious. All right, so last week I had a birthday, turned 50 years old, and I've been saying for a long time that I'm going to get serious when I'm 50. Well, it's here. Okay, so this is the first Wednesday after that day. So this is airing April 23rd. This is the TWC. My name is Andy Albright. I work with, for, and all about the Alliance, National Agents Alliance. I've got buddies across the nation, and I hope you are a brand new, soon-to-be friend that will be building a relationship with the Alliance. You are joining us at a time that we are very focused. We're very serious. We're all about having fun, making money, making a difference. All right? So we're going to have some crazy stuff coming up, fun stuff. But we're going to be serious. It's like that massive mixture of sweet and hot. What's my guy Emerald? We go bam. You know what I'm talking about? Bam. That's the way it's going to be. We're going to have a sweet. We're going to have a hot. It's going to be like an awesome cooking going on up in the Alliance. All right. Okay. So here we go. The first thing is we always got to remember that people they want to feel special. They want to feel important. They want to be recognized. They want to have fun. Everybody wants to be fun. Everybody wants to be happy. Well, I'm going to tell you this. We're getting ready to go on a cruise to the Caribbean. And if you are already with us, one of the almost 600 people going on that cruise, I'm so fired up about hanging out with you. We're going to have a blast. And it's just a few weeks from now, we're going to be doing it. It's going to be fun. But for those of you that did not win, there's another chance that's going on right now. And this is called the Greek Isles Cruise. Now, so having fun, we need to know, Alliance USA, that's what I'm talking about right here. This company just rolled out, Alliance Life USA, so this is a big part of why we're serious. I want to go back to the cruise right over here. All right, here we go. One of the first things I always look at when I go to our website, I click on contests, and then I go, what are we doing right now? What contest we're in the middle of? So this is going to be a blast. This is a Greek Isle cruise. Can you see this place right here? I think that is Santorini. It looks just like Santorini, and these are some beautiful islands over here. We're going to Olympia. We're going to Mykonos. We're going to Corfu and Santorini. This is a 7-night, 8-day cruise. This is not a joke. This is not one of those little touristy sucker cruises. This is the deal. Okay, and we're going to fly you over. Where we're going over to first? Is it Italy? Is that where? Venice, Italy? And we're going to take them little rowboats, and people be singing to you and stuff. Now that is the extra part of the trip. That's if you're real serious. So if you're not real serious, it's still a 7-night, but it's an extension trip that we're going to go over to Italy and Venice early if we can. Okay, so all right, now, given that, I want to know who's going to win. So I'm always looking and saying, all right, who is on track to win this cruise? So you can click here on the leaderboards and see Minerve is already won it at 102,000 points. We're in January, February, March, barely into April, 4 months into a one-year contest, she's already won it. That's a sign of a good contest when people have already won and you're not even a quarter of the way into the contest. Michelle Alleman, kicking butt, taking names, almost there. Dane Levine. So you start looking at who's almost won already. Paul Menachino, check him out, 69,000. You just keep going down. My buddy Eric Lardy, and look at this, 10, 15, 20, look at this. All the way down, look, down here, 29 people are over halfway toward winning this contest with only not even 4 months into it. And you start looking at my buddies. Tony Reich, oh yeah, man. Bill Cook, Adam Eggleston. Goodness gracious. And I start thinking about the stories of these people, where they come from. Adam, who was just sick of his job, working in the basement, and oh man, now he's doing this. It's going to be crazy. Nikki McMillan. So you start looking down, and I always start looking to see who's getting close. Who you need, if you need 100,000 points, that's roughly 33,000 a quarter. So I start looking, who's close? Who's on the bubble? I don't want anybody to barely miss this fun, because fun is a big part of what we do. So I'm going like Kim Nelson. Well, Kim, you're strong, 36,000. Matt Thornton, you're strong. Keith Campbell, Bel Air, strong, 36,000. But I start going like, uh-oh, who's down? Oh, look at this. We've got almost 80 people that are way on track, strong on track. When I start getting down in here with Steve Frickert, and I go, Steve, come on, man. You need to win this. I want to encourage people to have fun. All it takes, if they've got 3 quarters left, if you've got 8 months left in the year, all it takes is a little bit extra. So I trying to encourage people. Now, if you're brand new, you said, can we win? Are you kidding me? We've got 3 quarters left. We've got 8 months left. We've got people won it in the first 3 months. So it's doable. It's there for you. Am I saying this right? Quarters, 3, yeah, January, February, March, April. Okay, so that's a big deal. Now, the next thing, as far as getting serious, I've been saying we need to get to 10,000 applications. Now I have done this. Now I've done it. Okay, I've done one out on a limb and said we need to get there in the next 5 years. So here we are. Here we are in April of 2014. So by April of 2019, we want to get to 10,000 applications. Where are you? See, you need to start thinking. Matter of fact, you need to start thinking about this book right here, the goals book right there. All right, check it out. Look at this. How to get everything you ever wanted faster than you ever thought possible. Man, when I read that title, I was like, there's all kinds of stuff I want, and I just wanted it eventually. Now we're talking about faster than ever. So goals, you need to start thinking in your mind, what's your goal? This is my 5-year goal, and I've got several other people that are committing to 5-year goals. Now at first you start thinking, well, shouldn't we think about next week? Yeah, you should think about the next minute. As a matter of fact, what you should be thinking is, when this TWC is over, I'm going to call Diane Lampy, and I'm going to see what I need to do right now. Because right now is what determines 5 years from now. You should be calling Alex Fitzgerald. You should be calling ABTF your company. If you're at our ABTF, you should be calling Chris Hill. You should be calling Robbie. You should call Zach and say, what do I need to do right now? Right this minute, what do I need to do? See, that's how you're going to hit your 5-year goal. So where are you? See, the first thing, this tells you, I'm not going to do a goal-setting seminar, but this tells you there's 12 things to make things come true. And one of them is figure out where you are. So where are you right now? Are you doing 0 applications and you're in a licensing process? Are you licensed but have nobody else selling besides you? And then what are you going to get to in 5 years? And by the way, whatever you say it is, it is. So let me highly recommend to each and every one of you, think bigger. Okay? In my house outside of my deck, we got koi ponds with them Japanese koi and beautiful fish. And the guy when we built the pond, he said, whatever size pond you think you ought to build, you ought to double it. So you know what I did? I tripled it. And when people come out there, they go, you got a big koi pond. I said, it's just the right size. Because if I'd have went with that little bitty pitty little thing that everybody else does, that's what I would have. So whatever you pick for yourself, and I'm talking income-wise, this talks about relationship-wise, friends, marriage. If you're talking about getting married, it's all kinds of stuff. What do you want 5 years from now? Put down exactly what you want. This is good. This is crazy stuff. This is, matter of fact, what was happening? I was reading this book, and I was reading this book. You want to change your life? Check this out. Magic of Thinking Big. What I was doing, I'm reading Thinking Big, and I'm reading Goal Setting. And I'm on a way back on one of these flights from these war parties, and I've done met with all these winners and these heroes and people that are going like, I'm fired up on this thing, Albright. The Alliance is crazy. I'm in it. Y'all built this thing just for me. You got the right values. You got the right work ethic. You write the family program. I was like, yeah. So I'm reading these two books, and I'm thinking, I'm going to get 10,000 applications. And let me show you what I did. I got so fired up, I flipped to the back of the book, and I started writing down how to get there. Can you see this? Just kind of get an idea. I started thinking about how I'm going to get there. I said, how are we going to get to 10,000 applications? And I came up with some mathematical numbers. Y'all know a little bit of my background is math. So I started playing with it, and I got my calculator out, and here's what I come up with. I said, here's another thing. Quit using that word if. When this happens, what is it going to look like? So what I said was, I need to find 33 people. Now, I don't know if you are one of those 33, but I thought to myself, the Careys are one of those 33. I thought to myself, Weinbrenner, Katz, Davies, that's one of my 33. And I started listening, how many agency managers, how many key leaders. And I thought, I know I can find 33 people that can find 10 people. Okay? So here's what I got to thinking. If I could find 33 people, it might be you. This right now I'm thinking this can be Fitz because he's already got a few, maybe close to 10, but I was thinking I could get him to get 10 more in the next 5 years, and he could go to multi-millions. By the way, these goals things is messing me up big time. I'm starting I can't get them off my mind. I'm starting to write them down every day and every other day. And one of my things I'm thinking about is I got to get 12 of my guys to $1 million a month income. So when I start thinking, who's this going to be? So then I start, this goal stuff is going to mess y'all up, but in a good way. You're going to start, you get your mind right, things are going to happen for you. All right, so here's what happens. To become one of the 33, I needed one of the 33. What you need to do is find 10. So the 33 people need to find 10 people. And each one of these 10 need to be willing to find 6 people that, and Billy, can you see red okay? Yes, sell 5 applications per week. So the 6 people need to sell 5 applications per week. So 33 people that'll find 10. So it might work like this. There's a video I put out, and we'll flash up the link to show you how to get there, and maybe we'll even play it after this, but it's called 2020. So if you are one of those 33, or when you decide to be one of those 33, you go crazy with 2020. 2020 vision. That means you pop. You're putting in agents. You're running ads. You're talking to everybody you meet, every waitress, every waiter, every store owner, your dry cleaning person who owns the store. We just hired a genetics engineer. We just hired a guy that's a technician that flies all around the country. It's so many people getting involved with us. It's everybody you know. You talk to them about it. It's 2020. Okay, and out of that 2020, you start identifying 5, 6, or 7 people. So the idea is that you find 10, and there's about 100 bazillion different ways to come up with this different combination. The way I drew it out looked sort of like this. And when you look in the book, it's kind of funny because it's 12 of them. I said, you got to find 10. I want you to help you find 10. So I did it like this, 4, 5, 6. But what I anticipated, that you found one person, this one person had kind of a team builder type status, and then this person actually had 2, and then this person had 1. Now, so if you do the math on this, this is you finding 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I thought you said 10. That's what I'm talking about. Can you find 10 people that can find 6 people doing 5 apps a week? So the way this works is this person that you found needs to find 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then this person that they found, and you came down in here and you helped this person find 6 also. Maybe you taught them how to do it. So when I did the math, this right here, if I found, or when I find 33, and I'm starting to identify them. Matter of fact, I'm asking Amber and Missy and Preston to go out and say, all right, who's leading the pack? Who's doing 2020? What is 2020? That's people that are selling real good and people that are recruiting like crazy. People that are hiring every week. They can't get it off their mind. Saturday, Sunday they hire 2. Mondays they hire 3. Wednesdays they sell 7 applications in one day. Thursday they come back and sell 2 and then recruit one more guy. It's people that is burned up with the one thing we do. And the one thing we do is recruit and sell for the Alliance. You with me? And people are funny because they go like, wait a minute, what about my family? Dude, I'm going to tell you what. I'm getting ready to take off my son tomorrow. We're going to do some traveling. Me and him. And me and my wife, we just took a day at a hotel and eating out dinner and just that stuff, you got to figure out how to do that in the midst of your business. And your business is recruiting and selling. The question is, what else are you trying to do? All right, so I'm going to get into that in a minute, but what you got to do is stay in quadrant 2. You might not even know what quadrant 2 is. We're going to start talking about that in a minute. You got to stay in quadrant 2. Quadrant 1 sometimes, quadrant 2 a lot. But you got to learn what those quadrants are. Okay. All right, so what you do, when you do the math on this, this person, if this is you, you are a minimum 7-figure income earner. Now, we can ask Preston to run a model. I can show you how to run an Excel spreadsheet. And I think every calculation I can do, if this person, when this person right here, this person is selling 5 per week, and this one's selling 5 per week, and this one's selling 5 per week, you're going to make over $160,000 a month income, which takes you to multi-million income per year. If you're at 1.8 million, because more of yours, maybe you don't have this over here, maybe you don't have this, and all of your 10 is down through 2, and then you just got some little stuff out here, you might make 1.6 million. I ain't going to apologize for that if you don't get to 160,000, because that's 5 years from now. Most people take 4 years to 5 years to get a degree in college and come out making what kind of money? 25,000, 35,000, got some high-tech degree that costs a fortune, and they're making 82,000 a year, and we're talking 80,000 a month in the next 5 years. Okay, so my deal is I've got to get you, if you're one of the 33, my focus has got to be you. Are you one of the 33? That's the question that people need to start asking, is what's my goal 5 years from now? What does it look like? And then, so now you set your goal. So what happened with me, I set the goal and I said, oh my God, I got to start right now getting ready for this. So I started a list of all the things that I need to do. All the things that I started need to do. I need to find the leaders. I need to get a staffing, accounting, recruiting, principles and skills. How many people does that end up being? And then I started typing it out. So everywhere in my house, every time you turn around, you'll see all the guidelines, the things that I need to do, that you need to do to get this organization set up. And some people look at it and they go, that right there will create a multi-million-dollar income. I go, yeah, mathematically, absolutely. It's 5 apps per week. If you did the math on this, 5 apps per week, if you did it times 12, I know, mathematically you can't miss making $160,000 a week. Don't underestimate how important this one person is, and this one person is, though. Okay, but if you just did this, look, here, take a calculator out. You can follow this. If you take 10 times 6, that's 60, times 5 applications a week, that's 300 applications a week. 300 applications, if you say that's an average of $1,000 premium, that's $300,000 premium. If your average spread is 15%, 0.15 times 300,000 would get you $45,000 a week, times 4.2, which is the average number of weeks in a month, that's $189,000 a month. And that's with just 10. By the way, this don't count all the people that are doing 1 app a week, 2 app a week, 3 app a week. This is 5 apps a week and more. So this person needs to find 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 that are doing more than 5 apps a week. So you start thinking, what does this person need to teach? What does this person need to know to get 6 people? Because see, let me start talking about principles, where we're going to go from here, what we're going to do with this business. Here's the first thing you need to know. This is out of the goals book. And what it says, your personality is made up of 5 rings, starting with your values and radiating to the next circle, which is your beliefs. So I immediately went in and I said, let me draw this out. So I put a circle and I put values in it. Then the next outside was belief. And then you keep reading down here and it goes through expectations. And then after expectations, it goes to attitude. And how you feel, your attitude lets you know what you're going to do. Like, a lot of people wait for the feeling. I say do the action and then wait for the feeling. Don't wait for the feeling, then do the action. Watch this. Do this right here and tell me you're sad. It's very difficult. But if you wait until you feel good, be like, let me think, do I like my wife? Do I like my children? Do I have a future? And it's question marks. But if you go like this, oh, I love my wife. Oh, I like my kids. I like my business. I like my outlook of my future. Stephen Davis has a good one. He says, can you ride a jet ski and not be happy? So you'd be like, okay, so the question is, in your life, what does it take? Do you have to think about riding a jet ski? Do you have to get on a jet ski? Or do you start to do it? Well, what this says is the values that you have. So there's 2 different options when you start recruiting people. So when you start looking for these people, we got to find people that have the right values, or we got to start instilling those values, putting them in them. Okay? So this is such massive stuff. I'm not even going to attempt to talk the entire 33-10-6, but I'm going to start getting you thinking. If I'm going to do this, and I hate to use if, because when I'm going to do this, if you're going to do this, then you need to say now. Like, if I understand people got dysfunction. They got stuff in their life. They got mother-in-laws. They got kids with health issues. They got a dog just died. They got a cat that just got problems. I know that. You got to figure out how to put that down. And watch this. You can't put it down. What you got to do is do goals, and you start getting your values and your systems, and you start talking about where you're going to be 5 years from now, and you have to do this first, then get to the dysfunction. Like if you have a bad habit of watching TV, you got some television show that you just can't stand it. What you do is you do this first. You do your goals first. But what happens a lot of times is, as you focus on your goals and then your action kicks in, you feel better, and all of a sudden you get more excited and you don't remember the dysfunction. You don't want to go back to the stuff. Because this creates adrenaline flow. This creates such massive enthusiasm in your head and such an expectation of the future. You start going, I don't even care what happens on this, that, and the other. What do you call it? Law and order. I bet they get the good guy. And sometimes a bad guy gets killed. And sometimes a good guy gets killed. Who cares? I'm trying to get 33 people Did I get 10 people to get 6 to get 5 so I can go on that Greek cruise so I can see what Mykonos looks like? So I can see. I saw something the other day. It was a movie, and they were doing. I know what it was. What's the big fighter guy? The Hercules, right? And it was in this stadium. And I told Jane, I said, hey, that right there is in Ephesus. That's the place we've been. We've been right there because it was like carved in the side of a mountain, like a concert theater back in the day. And I was like, I wonder if we'll go there on the Greek Isles cruise. See, when you see stuff of Rome and Olympus and stuff like that, and you're going like, I've been there, and you tell your kids like, I've been standing right there. See, all of a sudden, you don't worry about what's happening to somebody else on a movie. You don't worry about, let me tell you this, you don't worry about what some idiot that used to go to high school with you that you ain't seen in 17 years, and you don't worry about what their new dog looks like. And then you don't care about the comments below about people think their dog's ugly, people think their dog's pretty. Right, this. Oh, how about this? Or you pop up on Instagram and they have pictures of their new business where they're selling coffee that was grown in Egypt, and then it was washed in Oregon, and then it was shipped to China. I don't care. I don't care what the box looks like to their coffee. And then their friends, I wish you success. You've got like 8 people at your coffee meeting. Way to go. And you show it to your wife. Look, they're doing coffee. Who cares? See, that is a quadrant 4. I said we don't talk about it yet. Quadrant 3 and quadrant 4. That's the I don't care stuff. What we got to look at is what we care about. Where are our values? So then we start. Now wait a minute. So if we're going to talk about values, we need to think about what's the company values. So my question is, if you are going to be one of those guys, all right, you need to know what the core values are. And I was thinking, do I have them memorized? I need to commit these things to memory. And I was like, if I'm going to commit them to memory, then I need to get them in an order that I can remember them. So I came up with, there is excellence, service, integrity, accountability, respect, compassion. So I came up so far with RAISE. Right? Does that spell something? Raise? Is that what that is? I was like, and then I could remember respect, accountability, integrity, service, and excellence. And then I would have to see, I could go to GCC, Guilford Community College, and that would be gratitude, community, and compassion. I need to remember, I need to have those 8 on the tip of my mind. See, well, that's not important, Andy. What? What do you mean it's not important? Did you see how this works? We need to have these committed, and we need to be able to walk up to people. And you say, well, what is this, a test? Hey, listen. The only test this is do you like being broke? Do you like front row seats, or did you want the ones up there that make your nose bleed? If you ever had a seat where you go, oh, like that, do you like that? That's the test, is how big is your dream. Because see, if your dream is the size of a pea, them little green peas, then any obstacle will smush the pea. But when your dream is big, you don't even worry about little bitty problems. Okay? So when you start looking at these values, we need to find people that have integrity, service, accountability. Now, I started reading this book right here. You're going to hear this one talked about. It's called The People Factor. Okay? And I started reading that, and I started reading this thing and going like, man, integrity. You ever see people that walk up to people and say like, hey man, you looking good, man, you're looking fantastic. And I ain't seen them in a few years, and you see them say that, and then they say to you, good God, what did he put on, about 30 pounds since high school? It looked like he had the same sweatshirt on he had back then. See, that's a problem. That person has an integrity problem. They lied to him when you walked up to him and said, you look great. You said, well, what else could he have done? He could have said, man, I like blue. You got on blue today. See, that's a statement of integrity. You say, well, that's not a big deal. It's not going to make him feel better. It's a positive, he didn't lie. People, you start thinking about what is integrity? What is accountability? How about people say, I'm going to go to the hot spot, and then they don't go, and then they got a good excuse. See, accountability says you make it happen. And you say, well, nobody's perfect. Oh yeah, I understand nobody's perfect. It's just when they screw up on a regular, consistent, every time you turn around basis. So what we've got to do is we're starting to figure out how to judge these people. Because when you go 2020, and when I'm looking for my 33, see, we've got hundreds and hundreds of people selling and quite a few, probably over 150 to 200 recruiting. So how do I get it down to the 33? I start lining them up on the core values. Then I start lining them up on this, on the work ethic. What's the work ethic? Here's the work ethic over here. It's right here. I start listening to these right here, the 8 steps. And I say, all right, and I start looking at the 8 steps. I start looking at the book. I start highlighting it. And I ask people, I go like, you feeling good about you doing everything in here? Like I love you and all. I know you want to do it. Now here's something else. I don't try to make people do it that don't want to do it. Hear what I'm saying? Oh, I'm like, hey, Bo, what's up, man? I'm not going to try to push somebody who's not trying to do it. I want to talk to him about I want to cultivate. I was talking to a guy last night, and he said, Andy, I need to help on getting people started. I said, then you need to read relationship books. See, a lot of this stuff, I'm going to write something for you right here. If you want to earn more, you got to learn more. Okay? My man said, I'm having trouble getting people started. I said, if you want to earn more, you got to learn more. You need to go to some relationship books. And on page 82, page 83, right in here, there's all kinds of books right up in there, and your manager can tell you these are books. Bringing out the best in people. Alan, look at that, right to it, page 85. It tells you bringing out the best in people. Alan Lloyd McInnes. So if I'm a guy that says I'm having trouble getting people started, I'm going to read Bringing Out the Best in People. I'm going to read John Maxwell's book on everybody communicates, but few people connect and get down to them and hold on to them. See, in order to earn more, you got to learn more. All right, so we're not going to try to push people. We're just going to try to find people. That's why we find the 2020. Now, I'll tell you this. These 20, like if you hire somebody, let me show you this. If you hire somebody, I think I'm going to go to a different example. If you say, I've got my person right, I've got my 4 people or 5 people, a lot of times what happens is, if you bring out the best in person, if you learn how to motivate them, you will help this person try to go 20-20. And then what happens is, when he hires a lot of people, maybe this guy gets killed. Maybe he wins a lottery ticket for $1 billion. And then he quits working with you. Or maybe he finds out that you like the Tar Heels. And he hates the Tar Heels, so he quits. Or maybe he finds out that you're a Roll Tide Alabama guy. And he's like, them people rednecks, I don't know. He would have to be, them people are rednecks. I don't like them. I don't associate with them. Well, people get like that. And so what happens is he quits. You go, he wouldn't quit if he had all these people hired, would he? Oh, yeah. Hey, I've seen it happen like that. Listen, I'm not a fortune teller. I'm not somebody that can see the future, but I can look back the last 20-some years of my life, and I've found few people that have stick-to-itiveness. Okay? I have people that are stuck on quitiveness. I've seen them happen. But you find a Adam Katz, or you find a Mark Womackis, or you find a Alex Fitzgerald, there are people with stickability, but there's more people with quitability. They know how to do it. I've seen them quit. I've seen them quit 3 things in one day. They quit watching TV for a little bit. They quit smoking for 15 minutes. They quit college. They quit high school. They quit this. They quit everything. They quit bad stuff. They quit good stuff. They just quit. They just take a break. They'll take a nap. Then they'll wake up. You could have kept taking a nap, done us all a favor, and stayed asleep. How about that? And then we wouldn't have missed you and stuff when you come back. So what happens is, all these people that he hires, maybe one of them, or maybe 2 of them, so then when you redraw this out, when you redraw it, okay, when all this goes away, the way it looks is, the way it appears, when everybody else sees it, they see you have this person and this person, when in actuality, it was some of the people the other guy hired. So you say, well, how do I learn how to do that? You hang around. You associate. You hang around the leaders. You come to the hot spots. All right? So there's a ton of stuff you need to learn. We've got the values. We've got, by the way, this is the playbook. This is the Alliance playbook. Do you have it memorized? And I realized I didn't have it memorized. I realized that I need to come up with a strategy, an acronym where I can remember the 8 core values. I need to remember, I know how to do all this work, but I didn't have them memorized, Robbie. I need to have them memorized. I need to be able to click, click, click. And listen, you don't come up to a quarterback at a national championship and you call a play to him, and I'm talking about when it gets down to championship time, down when it's the very end of the season, you don't see him going, looking where he's written down all his plays. When it gets championship time, he's got it memorized. But the way it started out in the year is he didn't know it. He was just like us. He kind of knew it. But when he starts to get serious, he starts memorizing everything. All these little sayings we have, like GS3. Do you know what GS3 is? That's when you get a person started, right? But can you quote it? Do you know that it's get them started, it's go serve, and what's the other one? Goal set. So do you know all 3 of these things? And can you describe them? Can your top guy? Do you have 10? Do you have 10 people? Do you have 3? How many do you have? You say, well, Andy, you can't make people do this. No, you got to find people that want to. Last night, late night, I had people texting me going like, Andy, I'll do anything. I am 100% in. I will leave it all on the field. That's the person that we need to start training and make sure they know everything. And that's the person that we need to drive toward the books. That's the person that we need to start spending time with. Let me assure y'all this one thing. This one thing I know. All right. Whatever you do will be copied. Okay? Whatever you do will be copied. You want to be a jerk to me? You can rest assured all the people under you will be a jerk to me. You buy me lunch, you can believe there will people all over your company buying you lunch. You're respectful to Alex Fitzgerald, you give Alex Fitzgerald presents and gifts, and you're nice to him, you can rest assured that your whole organization will copy you and they'll do good to you. You're disrespectful, you de-edify, you put other people down, you rest assured the people that you brought on, all these people will copy you. That's called duplicating. People do it whether you want them to or not. The question is, what example are you setting? See, my mindset is I've got to get these 33 people trained, and I know they're going to copy me, so I got to get my stuff right. That's why last night I'm studying, I'm reading, I'm talking with Spencer, we're packing, we're getting ready to travel, but yet I'm going like, I got to get this done. I make a couple of quick calls, I make some encouraging texts, some little notes, because I know that those 33 people are going to copy me, and we're going to, listen to this, we're going to try to get this goal faster than 5 years. We're going to try to move it up. 5 years is a deadline. We're trying to move it up quicker than this. All right? Okay, so let me show you this. Talking about getting copied. I think it's here. All right. You matter. This says you are important. So when you build your business, people are going to copy you. So what you do is important. What this says, a person who thinks his job is important, receive mental signals on how to do his job better. And a better job means more promotions, more money, more prestige, more happiness. Who's not wanting happiness? Everybody's shooting for more happiness. So if you start thinking your job is important, so if you do important things, If you treat your children right, you treat your wife right, you treat your God right, you respect your God, you respect where you work, guess what happens? More people copy you, and they start thinking what they do is important because you gave the impression. See, now watch this. On integrity. Watch what a person does more than what they says. What they says needs to line up with what they does. I did have a guy the other day who was doing everything right, but he wasn't saying it. And I said, dude, it's more important that you do it. He said, it is more important that I do it. I said, but it's important that you say it too. But a guy that says it and then don't do it, his actions, his mannerisms, he's like, I'm paying attention. And he's laid back in the back going, I'm paying attention. He's trained himself to say the right things, but he's not sitting on the edge of the seat. He's not taking notes. He's not tape recording. He's not paying attention to what's going on, but he says he is. Watch what they do more than what they say. It's way more important. Okay? So watch this. Have you noticed how quickly children pick up the attitudes, habits, fears, preferences of their parents? Whether it's food, mannerisms, religious, political views. Kids do it. So do adults. People continue to imitate others throughout their life. They do the bad things as well as the good things. Can you be the example? So we start thinking, oh my gosh, Andy, this is bringing so many things to light. So many things that we need to think about, are we doing? When you start thinking about, if this is you and you teach the ATM, all right, when you teach the ATM, do you teach to read one page all the way to the end? And are you efficient with it? People say, yes, I am. So I start looking, how many referrals did you get? Okay, let's get out your referrals and let's call those people back. Person opens it up, there's all the referrals, they start booking appointments. I go, that's my guy, that's my girl, that's my person right there. Have you sold an annuity? Yep. I've picked up about 22 applications last month. And I sold 3 annuities, one for 50 grand, one for 20 grand, one for 75 grand. I go, boom, yow. Person says, I've got several annuities, but I haven't sold one yet. It's like, how long have you been doing this? 3 months? You sold 22 applications, 24 applications, and 25, but no annuities? Huh. Well, something's wrong. Something's wrong. Get this. Watch this. You ain't going to believe this. We need to fix it. How do we fix it? We go find a person who's doing it right. We go find an example, a success, a story, a person who wasn't doing it right, started doing it right. We go get them on the phone with our person who is demonstrating the right values. They're working, so we're willing to help them, and then we help that person learn how to do annuities. We fix it. This is what you must become. You eliminate obstacles and you fix problems. You help people, you encourage people. And then we're going to do this. What we're going to do? We're going to have fun. Right now we're looking at Cancun, Mexico for another leadership event. Right now we're looking at a trip for 2016, I think it will be. Let's see, we're in 14, so we go in 15. So 2015, we're going to do another contest. Where are we going to travel to? I've got a leadership cabin that I'm building that we've got hunting and fishing. We've got a place you can go out there and relax. I was showing Revis today how we're going to have fire pits out there and hot tub and swimming pool, and it'll sleep 20 people out there to come in as leadership, and we'll just relax and have fun. Some people like to go down there and smoke a cigar. Some people watch a football games together. We'll watch some cool movies together. We'll watch Cool Hand Luke, figure out how to get our mind right. We'll go, it's all kinds of fun stuff. We'll watch hurricane season. It's fun stuff as families together. We'll do some things where the families, where your children get to go. The idea is keep making this fun, keep making a difference, keep driving forward until the end. Because the end is just the beginning of eternity, which is one of our principles, which is understanding that eternity lasts longer than now. So what we do now matters. And so I'm going like, I'm wanting to go all out. I want to live until I die. Okay. All right. Now, people say, well, talk to me more about what I'm supposed to do. Well, the first thing you got to do is an activity. Like, in other words, when you shut this show off, or when you listen to this audio and you say, what do I need to do next? Where's an activity? Here's an activity book. You show me in your activity book where you stand. Are you making the phone calls? Are you doing recruiting? You say, well, I don't know who to call. Bam, bam. Let me tell you what this. We got something right here. We got something right here that's wrong. You don't have enough raw materials. So we need to start talking to you about contacting people. We talk to you about running ads in newspapers or Craigslist or any one of the 100 different internet sites that you can run advertisements that are looking for people. So I'm not getting a response. Then we have something that's wrong. Okay? So the first place to go to is activity. Not making enough phone calls. Then we start talking to you about what's keeping you, what's holding you back. This is the first place to go. This is how you get people started. But now listen to me. You don't just start screaming at them about this. You GS3. You find out what their goals are, what their hang-ups are, what their problems are, and what do they want to solve, and then you start talking about the solution. By the way, I'm not looking at every single person to be one of the 33, and you're not either. And you are not looking at every single person to be one of your 10 people that actually hire 6. You bring people in inch by inch. You bring people in at whatever desire they have. Now, I'm selling the dream. I'm selling the dream of financial independence. I'm selling the dream all the time. Keep this in mind. People are not born. You don't come out of mama going, where's my life insurance application so I can make $600 a pop? You come up going, give me something to eat. Wah! Get me warm. I'm freezing. Wah! Who's this ugly doctor got his hands all over me? Wah! Give me up to mama. Wah! And what mama does is she does what he wants. She pulls him in, gets him warm, wipes him off, and they start getting him in a warm place. Then mommy starts molding them like this. Say mommy right now. And my wife, as Spencer's 16 and now he can drive and do what he wants to do, she's still molding. She's talking to him where he's going to be in the future, what kind of girlfriend he needs, what kind of marriage he needs, what kind of education he needs. That's the concept of when we get a new person. We don't say, what would you like to do? And a baby goes, well, I'd like to eat and be spoiled all my life, right? Of course that's what they want. It's our job. Okay, look at this. It's your job to create the example, which is sell and recruit. Your job is to build. Your job is to help people. So what you are doing is your job is you are setting the example. You are setting the example. And what you're basically doing is you're learning and you're getting educated. So you learn, teach, and get this one. This one's going to blow your mind right here. Especially though you guys have been with me 20 plus years and 7 years, and I've taken you were making $25,000 or $80,000, now you're making $250,000. I'm going to tell you something. This next word, you're going to hear more and more of me doing this, and this is remind. Remind. We recoach. And who do we remind? We remind ourselves, and we remind you. We remind the person that you bring on, one of your 10. We remind them of the basics, the things that we have to do, the things that make sense, like associate, like go to meetings, go to TWC, be on an activity call. All right? So what we do is we bring people in gradually. Let's do this. You bring this person in right here. You bring this person in. Actually, let's make it even crazier. You bring in 2020. You look at 2020 video and you hire a lot of people. The question is, which ones do you like? Which ones do you like? And what do you mean by like, Andy? Well, I'm lining up the values. Which one already is accountable? I have a couple of new people. This guy named Glenn. It's got another guy named Michael. And he just, whatever he says, he does. I don't care if he rips his little finger off. I don't care if something happens to mama. It just, no matter what, he does what he says. I got another guy named James. He don't care. Wait a minute. You don't care. You understand we're in a war, right? We're against poverty. We're against second place. We are for winning. We want to get the prize. We want to create the lifestyle. We want to create the season tickets. We want to be able to write the $100,000 checks to charities. That's a war. This is not just like a whoop, 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 whoop. This is in it. So hear what I'm saying. There's a group of people that we put over here that we don't scream at. We bring them in inch by inch. And there's the people over here who are warriors. These are the people that do everything. So what we do is you identify those people that you think are just wild people. And you sell the whole lot. You sell the whole lot on the ideal. You sell them on the idea, the ideal situation, which is revenue coming in. People don't come out of mama thinking, I want to sell insurance. I want to have residual income. You get the concept brewing. Just like when you're in a house. So many Americans don't have life insurance because, one, they hadn't thought about it. It hadn't occurred to them. And then after it occurred to them, they have other options. See, once they said, yes, I could have life insurance, then they're thinking, I got beer, I got pizza, I got the baseball game, I got a hat, get me a new pair of sunglasses, I could get cable TV. So they got options. Your job, once you get it occur to them, is you got to sell them this idea. So when people come into our business, they have options. They think they could just recruit. They think they could just sell. Hey, listen to this. They think they could just come to meetings. They think they could just do rah-rah. They think that doing one little aspect of what we do, it's like kids. They think they can do one aspect of being an adult and be an adult. How many people you know like that? Don't raise your hands on that. You know what I'm saying? They do one aspect like they turn 16. They have a driver's license. They got a job. And so now they think they're done. So what we're essentially doing is we bring them in and we mature them. We talk to them about what the alliance really is, the ideal, which is where we sell and recruit. When we do both, that's when we take them over to our commission chart, our levels chart, and we go like, look here, you see where we want you? We want you to board member. You ever been invited on the board? Make sure that you're the first person that invites people on the board. You're invited to be on the board of the alliance. They say, you on the board? Say, I'm not on the board yet, but I'm working my way toward being on the board. I'm doing the things I need to do, and I'm going to get there. My goal is to get there in the next 5 years. Or whatever your goal is. You want to do it in 4? I'm with you. I'm going to help you. So that's the ideal, is to be on a board, to be respected, to make a difference. See, people want to be happy. People want to be significant. We sell them, listen to this, we sell them, we say, you've got it in you. It's in you. I see it in you. You say, do you see that to everybody? No, I don't say that to everybody. I say it to people that are lining up with the work ethic and the values. I say it to people that are honest with me. Don't lie to me. Show up. Those people, I go like, I see it in you. You got a personality. You're funny. You got a smile. I see your girlfriend. I see your wife. I see your children. They respect you. I see those things are in you. I need to get it out. So you start selling them on that belief. You say, what if a person's a mess and they don't fit on here? Then I tell them, I say, I love you and I care about you and you matter and I want you to start doing these things. If they say, I'm a mess and I don't care anything about you, I don't care about the business, I don't care about life. As a matter of fact, I'm going to stay on drugs, I'm going to stay being a smart ass, I'm going to be mean to people. Get away. What do you want me to tell you? We can't do them. So there's like categories of people that we just can't deal with. I can't make a silk purse out of a sow's ear. Y'all know what that means? I don't know what that means either. But apparently Old people know what it means, all right? You can't do it. You can't put a square peg in a round hole. Okay, it's all these things. You can't climb if a fence is leaning like this and you're trying to climb up it, you can't get no feet in there. You can't get no traction in it. There's all kinds those are the people we can't do anything with them. And then those are the people that we can. They want to gain, they want to grow, they want to change. And then what we got to do is be a great example. And then there's the people that are doing it all. And then we need to talk to them about what to do and how to find. But we sell, we present. We help them, we occur to them. We mention to them that they can be it. They can be EVP. They can be board members. So we're trying to categorize all the time. At the same time, we're hiring more in width and more in depth. This is the way we're going to get to 33 people that find 10 people, and each of those 10 have 6 people selling 5 applications a week. This is not complicated stuff. Look at this. This picture right here is a multi-million-dollar income earner. I'm going to have 3 of those. 33 of those. Do you want to be one of those? Do you want to be one of the 10 that makes $250,000 or $500,000? It's your choice. You're getting ready to make the decisions. All right. What's some other stuff, Andy, that we need to start thinking about? How about this? Have you read that book, First Things First? Please, goodness, tell me, First Things First. And at least get through, I think it's around 168 pages, 170 pages, where you can understand what is Quadrant 1, which is things that are real important and they're real urgent. And then Quadrant 2, which is things that don't seem that important, but they don't seem urgent, but they're real important. Like reading books. You're like, I can read tomorrow. Yeah, you're not going to die if you don't read, but it's so important. So things that are urgent and important and things that won't kill you if you don't do them, but they're real important, like if you don't sell annuities, so what? It's important. You need to do it. So you need to start doing it. You need to stay. Now, what's Quadrant 3 and Quadrant 4? Well, Quadrant 4 is the one I hate. That's just meaningless, useless, brain dead. Read the book. Read First Things First and start teaching people how to work in quadrants. All right. Next thing. This is big. This is big. All right. I need to find people right here, 33 people that are bold. Why? Because I need them to meet people in every single hot spot across the country. So right now we are in 60-some hot spots. Look at all these cities we're in. You need to know the leaders there. You need to ask for their cell phone. You need to go up to them and listen to this. Make friends before you need them. Do something for them before you need them to do something for you. Mail them a gift. Go see them. Go contribute to their hotspot. If you're in Texas, if you're in Dallas, you should go to every single hotspot within driving distance and offer to teach, offer to help, offer to serve, because you're going to be hiring people in every one of those cities as you build your network. I need bold people. I need people that understand that you need other people. By the way, all of that is in this book. And by the way, I didn't write this book. The Alliance didn't write this book. But it is covered in the Millionaire Maker Manual. It is covered in the 8 Steps to Success. But Brian Tracy wrote this book. I felt like when I read it that Brian Tracy read it special just for us. He talks about you need help from others, and you need to decide who do you need help from, like your upline that's growing like crazy. Not your upline that's not growing. Not him. Not her. But the one that's growing like crazy. People say, I'm hired by him. You said the person I hired by. I go, no. It's the person above you that's growing like crazy. What if it's 2 people above me? Then you need to be friends with both. They can both help you. How about Fitz? How about Lampy? How about Katz? How about Weinberger? Yes, they can help you. How about the Carries? Yes, they can help you. These other people, find out who can help you meet your goal. This stuff is in here, guys. I am so fired up about it. Now, what's the ultimate? Andy, So right now, I am committed to every work ethic, the 8 core steps. I'm committed. I'm selling. I'm recruiting. Here's when you start to blow my mind. Here's when you're going to get excited. It's when you find one person that starts doing what you're doing. And the way you do that is you sell everybody on your ideal. And the ideal is the 8 steps of success. You sell everybody that that's what you're doing, and one person starts copying you. All right, I want you to check this out. In that book, The People Factor, check this out. The wise and ancient King Solomon understood synergy. He wrote, 2 are better than 1 because they have a good return for their work. If one falls down, his friend can help him up. But pity the man who falls and has no one to help him up. If 2 lie down together, they will keep warm. But how can one keep warm alone? Though one may be overpowered, 2 can defend themselves. A cord of 3 strands is not quickly broken. Ecclesiastes. Guys, I'm telling you, when you start finding that one person, the goal is 10. I drew up 12. It's a guide. It's not like a definition. You got to do this. The idea, everything we give you is a guide. But this starts talking about the power and synergy of relationships. Having a buddy that's open up, that's a friend. One of the greatest, absolute greatest pleasures that I've got from building this business is meeting the friends I've met. Meeting the high-ranking officials at Mutual Omaha and Foresters. It's been incredible. And CFG and more carriers. And then more agents, and then the staff people that I've come into contact with. Getting to know, even though I know Marshall Pettigrew, my cousin, all my life, but to have him around for the last 10 years and to become closer part of my life, and his wife Donna, and then with Chris and Katie, and then with Sandra and her husband Ron, but having Sandra just talk to her about what she thinks and what she believes and what she wants for the future, that's a pleasure. And have Tony Hardy and what he's meant to this company. But having relationships like that, that's what makes all the difference in the world. And I look around, I'm going like, I start naming people, and I'm going like, I don't want to miss out people. And I think about John Roberts. And you guys will meet a lot of these people on the cruise coming up, which we're going to have a blast. Did I mention that we're going to have a ping pong tournament sponsored by Fidelity and Guarantee? We're going to have all-you-can-eat ice cream. We're going to have music every single night, swimming and pool parties every single day and night, incredible dinners, incredible New York-style shows. Yes, we are going, the last 13 years have been unbelievable since I've had my insurance license. The 10 years before that, when I was building a network and before I understood what advances were and how insurance was unbelievable, we had a blast. The only thing different now about having a blast is we've had it with money. We've been able to travel to exotic locations. We've been all over the world, and some places we've been back again. I want you to come with us. I can tell you how to do it. Our inner circle, Paul Roberts can tell you how to do it. Wilson can tell you how to do it. Womack. We have so many people that can tell you how to do this thing. They're there. Alex Fitzgerald is like, he's wanting people to pay the price. But his office is in Dallas, and he travels like me. You can't travel 52 weeks a year. But when we do travel, we want you there. We'll have a leadership coming up in July. We've had almost 500 people that have registered to come to our leadership in July. We have breakout sessions that you can go and learn how to sell from Jason Carey. You can learn about tax and accounting for John Roberts. You can learn about speaking from Mark Vickers. These spots are going to fill up. We need for you to go ahead and sign up for leadership now. In Burlington, we're bringing all the top leaders in. We've got this cram-packed sessions for training and educating on everything I've talked about here, but we can't make you. But we can say, we're seeking you. You've got what it takes. If you have the desire, if you have the want to, If it has, hey, by the way, if it hadn't occurred to you, the number one reason that people don't get rich, wealthy in America, is it hasn't occurred to them. Let me tell you, you can do it. You can be one of the people making $1 million. I'm telling you, it is a formula that's been put down. Think and Grow Rich has it in there. It shows you how to do it. The Millionaire Maker Manual is showing you, it's begging you. It starts in July. Go ahead and register. There is an activity call coming up. Tomorrow's Thursday, then Friday morning, we got an activity call with Barry Clarkson. He's going to have one of the top leaders in the country that are speaking, that are talking. Maybe it's Adam Katz. Maybe it's his wife Beth. Maybe it's Mike Leventovich or Noel. The Leventoviches have this thing going on. They're hiring people all over the country. My man Alex Abian, I say that we're limited. Alex has been out doing more hot spots than anybody I know of. Alex Abian is out there. And Jenny, his wife, she's sacrificing, but you know what? She's going on all the trips with us. 100%. No shadow of a doubt. They've taken care of their children. Patrick Connors, Patrick's out there showing a plan, training, coaching. See, we want, some people, I got this nice email from a guy, and he's kind of complain, but I want it. Complain, but I want it. It's like every time he does a positive, he knocks it out with a negative. And I'm going like, dude, if you want it, all you see is that brass ring. All you see is the future. A dog in a hunt don't have any fleas. Do you understand that you figure out a way to get there in July? That you figure out a way to get that hot spot every week? You figure out a way, if you had to take a toothpick and do it in your eye like that to keep them eyes open, you can prop it up on there so that you can read a little bit. I mean, I'm not kidding you. I have read at nights where it just hurt. I'll be crying, trying to read a little bit. But I don't want to stay broke. I didn't want it. I wanted to change. I want it to be different. Guys, let me tell you, this is the last thing. I'm going to wrap this up. Who are you looking for? You're looking for a buddy. You're looking for a person. We said this before. We said we want somebody that's ready, willing, and able. What does ready mean? That means ready to go now. What is willing? That means he'll do it. What does that mean? Able. That means he's capable. I read in this book, I think it was it in Goals? Yeah. I'm not sure. I'm going to come back to which book it was in. It said, we're looking for fat people. And I was like, I'm right up there. I could qualify for being a fat person. What's your definition of? This one said, you need to find people that are faithful. I was like, you know what? That's a great description. When I tell a person to go to a hot spot, to a hotel meeting, or when I tell them to read a book, or when I tell them to watch an NAA university, or when I tell them to sign up $49, get their license, and they do it, and they do it, and they do it, and they do it, you got to call that person faithful. They've got faith. What's the exhibition of faith? Action. With no action, there is no faith. If you got faith and you ain't taking action, you're lying. You ain't got no faith and you'd take the action, because if you know the results would happen, you would take the action. We're looking for faithful people. We're looking for people that will move before they see the results. We're looking for people that believe that if they take the action, it'll happen. That's faithful people. And we're looking for available people. We're looking for available people. That means people that can go now. People that can help themselves. I'm broke, but I can't do anything. That's not available. I'm looking at a person that says, I'm broke and I'll do anything. A person that wants to help themselves, they want to help their friends, they want to help their family, they want to help their community. We have people all the time that join hot spots and they start bringing food and refreshments and water and setting chairs up, and they're there early and they help plan, they help organize. Those are people that are available to help the community. We don't want people that say, I can't do it now. Don't get me wrong. Those are the people we put over here on the shelf. We love on them. We're nice to them. But we're looking for people that are available now. What's the last thing and the best thing? Teachable. People that change. A guy told me a long time ago, he said, Andy, people that change quickly want to change. People that don't change don't want to change. They'll fight you on it. They'll take 2 days instead of 1. They'll take 3 months to get licensed. People that are teachable and coachable, people that start watching you, kids that start learning how to hold a baseball bat, learning how to kick a soccer ball, learning how to hold a lacrosse racket. Kids that are teachable and learnable. We want adults, young adults, old adults that are teachable, that are willing to learn. We're looking for fat people. So when you start finding people You will be copied. You need to set the right example. I got another guy named Aaron, another guy named Paul, another guy named Justin, a girl named Jasmine, a girl named Aaron, a girl named Michelle, a girl named Debbie. These are people that I want to say they're friends of mine. I want to say they're board members with me. I want to say they helped the Alliance build Alliance Life USA into a $100 million net asset company. I want this business to be set up to where your children and my children work together in a company that has the right values, that has the right mindset, that understand that going from 33, 10, and 6 people getting 5 at 10,000 applications is just the beginning. Because I'm telling you, nobody will notice. There will not be a newspaper article written about us. It might be a little internet blurb. It ain't going to be no television. They won't notice. We will just create multimillionaires. We will just give to charities, and charities will flourish because of your work. There will be buildings at university that has your name on it. There will be programs started at community colleges and churches across the country. There will be kids that their life will be changed, and they'll tell a story about, I'm not sure how it happened. I'm not sure who gave me the scholarship. I'm not sure where the money came back to come into the church, to the youth group, and I got to go on this field trip that I never would have gotten to go on, and my life was changed. And I don't even know who gave the money, but it'll be you, because of what the Alliance is doing. Understand what we're doing is important. Understand that you matter. Understand that we have a goal in 5 years, that this April 2014, April 2019, 5 years from now, how old will you be? How old will your children be? How old will your car be? Will you have the money to stroke a check for a brand new one? What will your house look like? What trip are we, what contest are we going to run that 5th year? Where will it be? Will it be Japan? Will it be China? Will it be Russia? Will it be warm? Will it be multiple countries? Will you have to pack your suitcase for warm clothes and your suitcase for freezing clothes? What's it going to be like, guys? I know this. I want you with us. This TWC, I am so fired up about it. I think it's going to go down in history, because you know what? 5 years from now, we'll be going, look how many things came true because we put them down in our goal book, because we wrote them down. Guys, I appreciate you plugging into the TWC. We're fired up. I love you. Love you all. Let's go do this thing. Make it happen for your children. Build a legacy for your family. What will you be remembered for? Hey guys, Andy Albright looking at you with 2020 vision. The Alliance has figured it out. There is a balance to your life. What's the balance? It's making a difference for people. It's having fun. It's making some good money to take care of your family. We're all about figuring out balance. Okay, so what is 2020 balance? What is 2020 vision? That's when you see yourself in the future how you want your life to be. When you see yourself winning cruises, when you see yourself establishing friends that last for years, when maybe even a lifetime, that's our goal, it's our vision. So when you say 2020 though, Andy, what are you really talking about? And I go, really, I am talking about seeing the future. I had a buddy that said you got to seize it before you can seize it. You got to have that vision. So here's what 2020 is. You need to learn how to sell, which moves you up on one side of our promotion grid, our promotion levels, and you need to recruit, which moves you up on that grid. So on that side, we need to be thinking 2020. So watch this. Let's talk about 2020, how it's going to break down. You say, well, Andy, I'm going to hire 20 people in a month, and then 20 people in another month, and 20 people in another month? Yes. And I'm going to sell 20,000, sell 20,000 issue paid, and sell 20,000? Yes. And you're going to do some annuities. Say, Andy, that would be wide open. That would be just hammering it. And I go, I know. I know, because you said you want to hammer it. And if you're watching this video and you're going like, Andy, I didn't say that, I'm going to take it easy. I go, then don't take this personal. This is for that guy that wants to run like his hair's on fire. This is a man that wants to change his life, and I mean, he wants to change it now. Okay, so here's the way it works. You get after it. Now listen, you might not do it the first month, second month, third month. You might have to work your way up to it. But the goal is you put in, watch this, you hire this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy, this, 20, like that. And what happens is I'm talking to each one of them the same, but I'm listening to them. And some of them hit you with the wah, wah. Some of them hit you with the yeah, yeah. And some of them hit you with the I'm serious about this thing. And what you're doing is you're nice to all of them, but you pick out your best and your best and your best. What is your best? Each one that you think has 20/20 vision. Each one that you think, you say, now that guy's got 20/20. He understands family. He understands heart. He understands making a difference. He understands selling. He understands phone time. It's that balance. It's that person that fits. You say, well, what about if I line them up, could I take my best and then all the way out here to worst? We want to be fair. And I go, what we want to do is do the right thing, which is we want to give productive resources to productive people. So we hammer in 20 as hard as we can, and we try to give them as much support as we can. But the person who don't call us back, the person who don't try as hard, we can't try as hard. So the number one guy, we do try as hard. Number two, number three, number four. So that's what we end up with. And you say, plus issue paid 20. And maybe got an annuity. What happens next month? Well, we're going to do it again. So what happens is we've re-ranked our 20. We've got our highest paid person, our highest smartest, our highest desire, the person we like the most, the person that we bet on the most, the one that we think is most 20/20 oriented. Then we put in 20 more. Bam, bam, 20 more people. And then what happens is we look back at our other 20, and maybe who was fifth is now moved up to number 2 because we had dinner with them. While we were hiring 3 or 4 of these, we had dinner with this person, or maybe they came over to the house and had lunch with us while we were calling these people. Then we rank these people on who sees 20/20 the best. So all of a sudden we go bing, 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 this one, this one, this one. Maybe they're friends, a cousin, maybe they know a buddy who's already with us. But for whatever reason, out of this 20, we picked those 3 or 4, and all of a sudden we got these 3 or 4 and these 3 or 4, so we kind of stack them up. Okay, and those are kind of our guys. You got to figure out how to be productive while you're productive. I call it being productive while you're being productive while you're being productive. It's called getting things done. Okay, so I got 20 and 20, and then I got 4 or 5 of the best people out of 40. What happens next month? You guessed it, 20/20. Boom! I talked to this one guy. He's already licensed. He don't trust the people before. I said, trust me, bro. You got to get up and running. Boom, boom. I got him contracted. Boom, boom. I got another one in class, another one in class, another one in class. All of a sudden, some of these other 20 that I started to put in, they're coming out of class. I actually put 8 or 9 more people. I had 20 people contracted, but I got 8 or more people in class. One of this guy gets contracted, so he's actually one of my 20 contracted people because I put him in way back here 2 months ago. He finally got his license. Boom, he's part of my 20 that I contract. You say, wait a minute, Andy, you mean the first month you put like 13 or 14 people in class? And you contracted 20? Because some of them got out of class. Some of them were already licensed, and then I picked the ones that are most aggressive. Andy, what are the things that you like that make you judge these people? I'm not judging people. What I do is judge momentum. I watch motion. Well, Andy, what is your motion based on? It's based on my 8 Steps book. It's based on my book. You hear when Eric Thomas said, listen, read Andy's book, My Millionaire Maker Manual, my 8 Steps book. When people read it and they start doing that, they start to be my favorite. It's not a secret. It's not who their heritage is. It's not their education background. It's those 8 steps. Put in 20 more. You say, you already talked about them. I know, but I'm just kind of helping them. Oh yeah, I'm putting in 20 more. This is my 3rd month. This is my crazy, crazy 90-man run. I put in 20 more. And guess what? Boom, boom, boom. You take the 3 best, and all of a sudden I got the 4 best from the first 20, the second 20. I got 4 or 5, then I got 3 best. I got like 7 people. Okay, and what I'm doing is each one of those I'm coaching them on 20/20. I'm coaching them on efficiency so that you can focus on the productivity of 20/20, which is selling and recruiting. Now, what's building, Andy? Building is over on the other side of the levels. That's when you start talking to these 60 people, 20, 20, 20, and then you pick out 7, 8, 9, maybe 4, and those are the guys that start copying you. And you teach them about discipline. You teach them about principles. You teach them about action and positivity. And you teach them about association. And why do we associate? Because people don't understand why we associate. And we do it so we can get reminded of the right things to do. And if we don't know the right things to do, we learn the right things to do. Association for us is productivity, and it's learning and copying so that we can duplicate ourselves across the country. 2020 vision, guys, I'm telling you, the Alliance is on it. We see it. We see you. We believe in you. We see it, and we're going to seize it. It is on with 2020 vision. Go make it happen for you, Andy Albright and the Alliance. Love you, appreciate you, and we want to see you on the cruises. Let's go. Get it. Grab it.